Hello all, today I'm going to show you how to style a Mapbox map in using the stylistic template of the Melway street directory. So basically we'll be focusing on the different coloured roads, park, background and name tags. For those of you who don't know what a Melways is, it's a physical street directory, old fashioned, that is published in Australia in Melbourne, Brisbane and Sydney. It is well known for its different colour hierarchies for roads. So for example, the roads in it would be reds for secondary, black for primary and green for freeways, as well as brown for minor streets and orange for collector roads. So to do this, first of all, we need to start off by editing the road network. As you can see, which is located under layers. So as you can see, the road network is divided up into several different layers. So for us, we'll be focusing on the surface. So to determine the data, we need to sort of click on select data to find out which layer or which class each road belongs to. So to do that, we click on select data. And as you can see, I'm up in the northern suburbs and I've got my hand highlighted over the M80, the Metropolitan Ring Road in Thomastown. And as you can see, it is classed as a motorway. So with Mapbox, just a word of warning, it counts both freeways and tollways as motorways. So you'll be only be able to colour the tollways, so CityLink, Eastlink, and your freeways as one. So with that being said, once we've identified it, we go back into style and we click on override. And then once override is done, we click on edit. And then once we're in edit, we are within the data field menu. So once the data field menu is within, we click on is, little pencil here, and then it's just modify the classes by removing them. So the overall aim is to have each class allocated to its own data field. So to begin with the freeways, we do, so just so you know, links, so basically road links, so sort of the little joining parts in the road are separate classes. So we need to add those in as well. So for motorways, we do motorway and motorway link. And then after that, we select our color. Yeah, so as you can see, we're in the Melway green now. So once that's done, we add another value. So primary roads. So primary and primary link. So these would be your major roads. So like your high streets, your settlement roads. Just make sure it is. Just a word of warning, it might not be as accurate as what the Melways is in terms of how it's categorized, but it's just it's close enough. And we've got that as black, so your primary roads is black. Whoops. We add another condition, so we'll do we'll do a tertiary next. Tertiary and then tertiary link. So minor roads such as McKimmy's Road, Morang Drive, Petula Avenue. These are streets up in the Mill Park area where I live. So they're orange. Whoops, doesn't want to move. Help if you turn the opacity up. Done. We do little streets. It says street limited, and is there a street link? So all your minor residential streets, they'll be brown. And your service roads. So service roads would be trunk link. Okay, good. Yep, and then finally we add, so we can only add about 5 conditions or 5 data values. So for secondary roads, we do secondary and then secondary links. So, oh, and another thing, the light grey indicates that the value is already in use. So you can't, so obviously you won't be able to duplicate your different values when adding. So secondary link, and then we do secondary link as red. Plenty Road's not showing, so I think Plenty Road's a trunk. Yeah, Plenty Road's trunk. Cool. Alright, so our streets are pretty much done. Other things we're going to do edit into relation to the streets are the tunnels and then the road net and then the bridges, but it's pretty much the same procedure as before, so we won't go into it. Second would be walking our paths. So to do this, so walking, cycling, we go into surface, so same procedure as with the road surfaces. So with that being said, we do the roads as, so for example, our walking paths, we do click on override, do it as red, override again, hopefully this is it. And as you can see, I've changed all the walking paths, irrespective of being within a park or along the side of the road, to red. However, the Melways does not display, obviously for scaling reasons, it doesn't display the actual footpaths. It only displays walking and cycling trails within parkland. So it's sort of a bit of a first for us. So that's done. And as I was saying before, bridges and that are pretty much the same, so we won't need to go into that. Parkland, because we're only editing green, we go into components, which is basically a master override. And in green space, we just adjust the color accordingly. Make it sort of light, not too dark. Bit too pale for my liking. That should be all right. Yeah. What else can we do? Base white, make it white. What else do we need to do? We can do schools, so schools and Melways are usually yellow, so or a cream. Water is, do it as a pale. Oh, and another thing is with tram and train lines, there is a way to get them in. And then to do that, we go into layers, we do transit, actually road, and then we click on add a new layer, and then from our new layer menu we click on source. The drop down menu will open, and then we click on Mapbox streets, and then tram, you got transit, and then click on road. And then with rail, we go, after that, we go into, back into our surfaces. And then we add another condition. Actually, we can just use the existing, we can just duplicate. So minor rail, service rail, major rail. And as you can see, the railway lines are already present. You can turn your opacity down if you want to, so it doesn't sort of go onto your roads. We can just hide that one. Yeah. And then to hide layers, we just click on this little eye thing there. Alright. Another thing we can do before we run out of time is place labels. So for suburbs, as you can see, we'll try and zoom into the reservoir one. So settlement, so settlement subdivision, override. So we go into place labels, settlement subdivision, and color. We want to unclick the lock override by clicking override. And then to get the Melway's color, you just do blue. And then if you want, instead of you having to go into data mode, you can just click on the actual data piece of data over the thing you want on the element you want to edit. So and it'll come up with which layer it's on, and you can directly enter it via that, which is what I've just done. All right, override. Melway's is black, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. As you can, whoops. Got about 15-minute tutorial. All right. Cool. Cool. So that's pretty much it for the Melways. That is some of it. Oh, and finally with bridges and roads, I'll do it anyway. And tunnels. Just to make our roads look alright. So it's the same procedure as the roads. We edit the data fields by class, by separate classes. So trunk. Just don't know what I can't do. Trunk link. So plenty road. As you can see, black. As you can see, plenty roads are trunk, and I've done it as black. And there you have it. That's how you edit a Melway. That's how you do easy to read map in Mapbox, Melway style. Thank you for watching.